What's up everybody and welcome back. Today I'll be showing you how to color calibrate your monitor even though you're using an Apple Mac computer. So before we go any further, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit the like button to help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you guys want to support the channel, check out my link below to my website where you can actually purchase my LUTS and my power grade and actually download my node tree for free. Now with a lot of newer monitors, especially budget monitors used for color grading, you'll receive a calibration sheet saying your monitor been calibrated to a Delta E value less than 2. And to be honest, when it comes to color grading, that is not enough. Really, your monitor should be scoring with a Delta E value less than 1 and close to 0 if possible. I don't care if you're using an Asus ProRock display or a new Apple display. The same goes for both. The first thing you should do is always color calibrate your monitor, especially when you're using it for professional work. Now before we get started, you should calibrate your monitor in a dark setting that prevent any color contamination. And this is crucial for the best accurate colors. I usually color calibrate my monitors in a very dark environment. Now I do use a light strip on the back of my desk, but that light is set to 1% and the color temperature is 5600 Kelvin. Now the next thing you're gonna need is a color checker. And I use the Color Checker Display Pro by Calibrate. So I got this color checker because it can measure up to 1000 nits, cover Rec 709. It can actually calibrate most display panels, especially OLED, and it can also be used by most or all color calibration software. Now, as you guys see, I do have two monitors. I have an Asus ProRock display monitor, a 2.7 resolution monitor, and I'm also using the LG OLED C3 TV as my master and my reference display. Now, I won't be showing you how to calibrate the LG C3 because that is a monster in its own. And Sydney Baker Green actually made a video to calibrate the LG CTVs, and I'll leave it up here somewhere. And another reason why I won't be showing you how to calibrate that TV actually is because you need to calibrate that TV with Calman. And Calman is only supported by HP devices or HP computers. To color calibrate your LG C series TV, you have to be really specific when you calibrate it, and Sydney Baker Green covers all that in his video in very fine detail. So if you're using a Mac Mini, Mac Studio, MacBook, I'll show you how to calibrate your external display. It don't matter if it's an Apple display or Asus display or a BenQ display. This will work across the board. As long as your monitor lets you control your brightness, your contrast, your gamma, your color temperature, and damn near all settings. Now, I know a lot of Mac users who use DaVinci Resolve use a timeline color space or Rec 709A. I know you use this to ensure you get the same colors you get in Resolve to your iPhone or your iPad. Now the thing with that is that you're only limiting yourself to 6 stops of dynamic range when you use Rec 709A. Another thing is if you use Rec 709A, then you'll only get the same colors on Apple devices. Any other device like TVs or Android phones, you'll suffer from a gamma shift. Now let's jump into the software and I'll show you how to set it up and I'll show you how to run it as well. Okay guys, so now we're inside the software, and as you can see my color checker is actually showing active. So what I'm about to do is go over here to monitor, and if you actually click on this, I usually select advanced, then I'll hit next, and then in display and technology type for this panel is actually IPS, and I just use the white LED. That's the best setting if you don't know what software your panel is. Then I just hit next. But then I actually go up here to set my white point. My white point is D65, 6500 Kelvin actually. Then my luminance, I usually set it to 120 because you usually want your luminance to be about 15 points higher than your intended target. And for SDR, that's actually 100. So right now I'm just going to use 120. Then I'm going to hit next. Then for my contrast ratio, I'm going to leave native. But for my gamma, I'm going to go over here and set to gamma 2.4 because that is what I want my monitor to be calibrated to, because that is what I export all my footage to. Then I'm going to hit next after that. Then this I don't really mess with. But this right here, when we calibrate our monitor, we can actually use these patches. I usually go for 461 because that way I can make sure that my monitor is as accurate as possible. Then I'll hit next. Then I'll go to start measurement. Now right here you have an option to actually measure your brightness, your RGB, and your contrast. I usually just measure my brightness. I I really do my contrast because the contrast ratio of this monitor is only 1001, and that's not really enough to dial it in for accurate measurement. So I'm gonna let Calibrate. I'm gonna let Calibrate actually choose the best setting for me and calibrate it. Then I'm gonna hit continue. Now right here, before we start, we have to position our calibrator right here in the circle. I'm doing that right now. I'm making sure it's there. Then I'm gonna hit next. And now I gotta actually measure my brightness. And if you're on a monitor like mine or like BenQ monitors, you can actually measure your own brightness just by clicking the settings. So I'm gonna do that right now. Sorry, give me a second to find it. Then I'm gonna go all the way down. Usually my target area on this is about like 13, 12, 13. Like you see, as I'm adjusting it, it's going down. And right now I'm at 13. And it's showing me that my target is actually 133. That's still too high. Then I'm gonna go down to 12%. It's 127, go down to 11. It's 122. Let's try 10%. That was weird. Actually, let me go up. So yeah, 11 is actually it's showing me that the measured is actually 122, but my target value is 120. But honestly, that is okay. So right now, I'm gonna actually just clear this out, clear the monitor menu out, and then I'm gonna go to next. Okay, guys, we're done now, and right now I'm about to hit next. And this right here shows our patches, everything that's been measured. Okay, now instead of just hitting done and exiting, you want to make sure that your calibration was successful. So you're gonna hit validation. And then you're gonna go right here to industry standard targets. You're gonna click on 96 patches. You always want to make sure that this measures the most amount of patches as possible, so you can ensure that your calibration was successful. So we're gonna hit next. This is already set. Then we're gonna hit next, and we're gonna let it measure. Okay, guys, now we're done again. So we're gonna hit next, and then we're actually gonna see the score right over here. And actually, we passed. Like all passes measured at 0.3, lower end measured at 0.2, the highest end measured at 0.9. And now we're done. Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you understand that before you even start color grading or before you even shoot something, you want to make sure that you have a color accurate monitor, especially if you're using this for professional work. So this way you can ensure that you and your client see the exact same image or something really close to it. Now, before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.